Hi, my name is Ivan from Comrades Chess. I want to show you the most common moves that everyone or most games begin with. I want to show you the top 10 starting moves in the game of chess. The first beginning move that most people play is the pawn to e4. This is the most common move that everyone plays, which is played by most of the chess players all over the world. So this is the pawn to e4. The second most common move is the pawn to d4. Oh, I hadn't told you the names of the moves. We have the pawn to e4 being called the king's pawn. This is the king's pawn game, or the king's pawn opening. So in number 2 we have the queen's pawn, which is also called the queen's pawn opening. The pawn goes to d4. And in number 3 we have the knight coming out on f3, and this is also called the Zukertort opening. That's the third most played opening in the game of chess. In number 4 we have the c pawn coming to c4. This is called the English opening. It's also very much known as the English opening. In number 5 we have the pawn to g3, and this is also called the Hungarian game. This is the Hungarian opening. And in number 5 we have the pawn to, this is number 6. In number 6 we have the pawn to b3, which is also called the Nimzo-Larsen attack, the Nimzo-Larsen attack, or the Nimzo-Larsen opening. In number 7 we have the pawn to f4, which is also called the bird opening, flying like a bird. In number 8 we have the knight coming out to c3, and this is called the Vanjit opening, and that comes in on number 8. In number 9 we have the pawn coming to b4, and this is called the Polish opening. Some other players may call it the Sokolowski opening, but let's call it the Polish opening here. This is when the pawn gets to b4. And lastly, number 10, we have the pawn coming to e3, and this is called the Vanjit Opening opening, coming in number 10. Yeah, these are the most common 10 played openings all over the world. There are many other openings we haven't talked about, like pawn moving to d3, pawn moving to a3, h3. These are not among the top 10 played openings, but also there are many other opening moves which can start the game, which we haven't even talked about. Okay, thank you very much. So it's just nice to know that it's just nice to know how the chess game starts, and it's always good to just get to know about this stuff. Thank you. Bye.